Good morning, my dear student, and welcome all of you. Today, we are going to summarize this chapter. Today, we will discuss the conclusion, the summary of this chapter, and this is important for you, for your notes. What we are discussed today, you have to note down and prepare your notes. So that's why this is second chapter's last class. You have to prepare yourself to start writing. One by one we will discuss every and each topics, important topics and points. And before we start this session, I would like to inform you that every and each section, every and each topic of this chapter we have read, and I have discussed all doubts, all little bits criticality which is given in your book. What I think that it is difficult for you, yeah, it may be difficult for you. I have discussed every and each matter in very simple language. I try to take my class both bilingual, Hindi and English, but it is clear cut information that you have also aware of that CBSC and your school also prefer your medium is English, so that's why you have to focus the language of English. You have to focus this chapter, but I can understand your problem, so that's why I am using both language, Hindi and English, my dear student. So I hope we have to start one by one all the topics. First topic, we will discuss different name of this civilization. In my previous one video, I have discussed the name of this civilization. The name Mesopotamian civilization, the name Sumerian civilization, the name Babylonian civilization, Akkadian civilization, Assyrian civilization. Both are used for equal civilization, Mesopotamian civilization. In this chapter, Writing and City Life, we will read about Mesopotamian civilization. Mesopotamian civilization has various names. It was known by other names like Sumerian, Akkadian, Babylonian, Assyrian, and Mesopotamian. We use different places, different names. Don't be confused when we ask you that discuss the Assyrian civilization. So don't be confused and write down about Mesopotamian civilization. First, okay, why they called these various names civilization? इनको अलग अलग नामों से क्यों जानते हैं? क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं ये सारे प्लेस, ये सारे नाम मेसोपोटामियन सिविलाइजेशन के महत्वपूर्ण सिटी के रूप में थे, महत्वपूर्ण लैंग्वेज के रूप में थे, महत्वपूर्ण कल्चर के रूप में थे. वाई वी आर अवेयर ऑफ दैट नेम? बिकॉज दीज आर ऑल फेमस फॉर एज ए वेरी vast city, very famous culture, famous language, and famous architecture also. So that's why we known by their name. We introduce them according to their civilization. सभ्यता के आधार पे, संस्कृति के आधार पे हम उनको जानते हैं, हम उनको पहचानते हैं और हम उनका नाम भी रख देते हैं. जैसे हमने कहा मेसोपोटामियन, तो मेसोपोटामियन की पहले पन्ने में, पहले पेज पे फर्स्ट जगह है कि मेसोपोटामियन की मतलब क्या होती है. व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ मेसोपोटामिया? मेसस एंड पोटामस, द ग्रीक वर्ड्स meaning middle and river. Mesos means middle and Potamus means river. Mesopotamian means Mesopotamian, which is Greek word meaning between the Euphrates and Tigris rivers, the territory. I mean to say that these lines, the definition of Mesopotamia is clear, gives us information about that civilization developed between two rivers, Euphrates and Tigris. That was fertile land. That was also called one of the most important upland of both rivers Doaba. And if you read in previous class geography, then what is the meaning of Doaba, you can understand very easy. Dear students, Sumerian civilization, the first known language, behalf of language that was first known by these civilizations people, that is Sumerian language. So that's why they called Sumerian people. The first language, this was the region the civilization is otherwise called Sumerian civilization. Babylonian civilization, after 2000 BC, when Babylon became the important city of this civilization, it is called by Babylonian civilization. It means behalf of the city and their development. We can know that civilization name is Babylonian civilization. As like now that time, we are simply, when we discuss about Europe, when we discuss about East India Company, we easily known, we easily take the name of London. London is not a city. London is a capital of Great Britain. But we very little bit time we use the Great Britain. Always we use London. London is a symbolic word here to reflect the country Great Britain. Just like that, the Babylonia, that was city, it reflects the whole culture, whole civilization of Mesopotamia. So that's why their name is Babylonian civilization. After 2000 BC, Babylon became an important city of this culture. So that's why this culture is called, this civilization is called Babylonian civilization. Akkadian civilization, I have already teach you about Akkadian civilization. 24 BC, 2400 BC, when Akkadian speakers arrived and established their rule in southern part of Mesopotamia, it was called Akkadian. 2400 BC before, Akkadian people reached southern part of Mesopotamia and they set their rule and they implemented the different language which is different from the Sumerian language, that is Akkadian language. So here, due to Akkadian language, due to this specialty, they denote himself as a Akkadian civilization. And last, Assyrian civilization. When Assyrian speakers arrived and established their rule in southern part of Mesopotamia, it was called Assyrian civilization. So here I again clarify that behalf of city and behalf of language, we know that these civilizations have different name. This civilization has the various name behalf of the developed city, behalf of the developed languages which was used in Mesopotamian civilization. I think you are getting what I am saying. Okay, next point, source to know. If you will see in blue lines, here clearly inform us about the resource, inform about the source. We have of that, we know about the history of Mesopotamia. What is the source of history to know about Mesopotamia civilization? No doubt to say that we study the hundred of Mesopotamian buildings, statue, ornaments, graves, tools, and seals as a source to know about that Mesopotamian city. It is very easy. Without it, we cannot imagine, we cannot think, we cannot aware of that civilization. Seal, building, statue, ornament, grave, tools, these are all very important. And there are thousands of written documents also. We studied, we have discussed in this chapter tablets, library. So, written evidence also. It was used in huge amount in this culture. So, there is two most important source to understand the Mesopotamian civilization. Buildings, statue, ornament, grave, tools, tablets, seal. We have that we can understand. Now we discuss the Mesopotamian and its geography. Next point, Mesopotamian and its geography. It is very easy. If you will see this picture, if you will see this map, you can easily understand about the geography of Mesopotamia. Where if you zoom this map, you can easily see the Euphrates and Tigris river. You can easily see the crescent, fertile crescent. In circle, you can say that आप देख सकते हैं गोले में दिखाया गया है मेडिटेरियन सी और रेड सी के जस्ट बीच में एक फर्टाइल क्रेसेंट दिखाया गया है जो अत्यंत ही उपजाऊ क्षेत्र था. It was very fertile land which was shown between the Mediterranean Sea and Red Sea. You can see here. You can understand what I am saying. Okay, Mesopotamia and its geography. Mesopotamia is a land of diverse environments. In the northeast lay green, undulating plain, gradually rising to tree-covered mountain ranges with clear stream and wildflowers, with enough rainfall to grow crops. Geography में फर्स्ट पॉइंट की दूर दूर तक फैले हुए थे. सेकेंड, इन द नॉर्थ देयर इज स्ट्रेच ऑफ अपलैंड called the steppe, where animal herding offers people a better livelihood than agriculture after the winter rain. Sheep and goats feed to the grasses and low shrubs that grow there. In the east tributary of the Tigris provide routes of communication into the mountains of Iran. This is cheapest mode of transportation in Mesopotamia. The Tigris river helps very much to interconnect with Mesopotamia to Iran. The south is deserted, and this is where the first cities and writing emerged. This desert could support cities because the river Euphrates and Tigris, which rise in the northern mountains, carry load of silt. When the flood or when their water is let out, On it the fields fertility is deposited. It means both river play very important to deposit the fertile land during flood and after flood. They what? They carry loads of silt, and after flood their water let out on this field, and that result a very fertile land can easily created by these rivers and their tributaries. Not only agriculture, Mesopotamian ships and goats grazed on the steppe, the northern eastern plain in the mountains. Slope produce meat, milk, and wool in abundance. Further, fish was also available in river, and the date palm gives fruit in summer. That is the geography of Mesopotamia. In short, I am conclude the whole paragraph. If you will read this paragraph, then you can point out these points which I discussed here. One by one, I have discussed every and each points. Okay, next point is the significance of urbanism. The significance of urbanism in Mesopotamia. Urbanism evolved in various economic activities such as effort production, trade, manufacture, and self-sufficient and dependent of products of services of the people. Are you getting what I am saying? Again, listen what I am saying. The significance of urbanism of Mesopotamia. Urban, the urban center involved in the various economic activities such as food production, trade, manufactures, and services. City people thus cease to be self-sufficient and depend on the products or services to other people. There is continuous interaction among them. For the instance, the carver of a stone seal requires bronze tools that he himself cannot make, and colored. Stronger the seal that he does not know where to get. He depends on other for needs. The division of labor is a mark of urban life. Division of labor is a very important and specific quality of urbanism in Mesopotamia. There must be social organization in cities, fuel, metal, various stone, wood, etc. come from many different places. For city manufacturers, thus organize trade, storage, deliveries of grain and other food items from the village to the city were controlled and supervised by the rulers. We have also read about the Raka head, and where we can easily understand about the mutual understanding, mutual bonding with rural and urban society of Mesopotamia. How can they fulfill their needs? How can they depend? And how can they interact? If you will read this Raka head paragraph, you can easily understand. Next point, Mesopotamian guard into cities and communication also. This is very important topic. Here we will discuss about that the various gods and their names. Mesopotamian was rich in food resource. Its mineral resource were few. Most part of the south lacked stone for tools, seals, and jewels. The wood for carts, cartwheel or boats, and there was no metal for tools, vessels, or ornaments. So Mesopotamians could have traded their abundant textiles and agricultural produce for wood, copper, tin, silver, gold, sail, and the adverse stone from Turkey and Iran or across the Gulf. It is very clear. I want to understand you that the Mesopotamian they were facing the scarcity of the metal, but they have abundant the fooding facility. खाद्यान्न उत्पादन खूब थे उनके पास लेकिन मेटल नहीं था. So that's why they dependent on other countries, on other neighbor state, और इसके बदले वो बड़ी संख्या में इसको मंगाते थे. ईरान से, टर्की से, खाड़ी के पार के देशों से वो मेटल मंगाते थे और उसका इस्तेमाल उद्योगों में करते थे. The regular exchanges was possible only when there was a social organization to equip foreign expedition and exchange of goods. Besides craft, trade, and services, efficient transport is also important for urban development. To carry grain into cities, pack in pack and animals back were used. The cheapest mode of transportation is over water. River boats are barrages loaded with the sack of grain and propelled by the current of the river. The canals and the natural channels of ancient Mesopotamian were in fact route of the goods transportation between large and small settlements. The river played a very important role. This was the cheapest mode for transportation. Instead of animal, because if you use animal, then you have to manage their meal. And animals की यात्रा काफ़ी लंबी होती थी, पहाड़ों पे जाती थी, काफ़ी दुर्गम और लंबी होती थी. पैसे भी खर्च करने पड़ते थे और सुरक्षा की दृष्टि से भी अच्छी नहीं थी. इससे कई गुना बेटर था चीपेस्ट मोड ऑफ ट्रांसपोर्टेशन रिवर के थ्रू, नदियों के थ्रू, जल के थ्रू, बोरों में अनाज भर के, नाव पे लाद के, और बड़े आसानी से वो हवा के द्वारा प्रोपल्ड करते थे. मतलब हवा के प्रवाह, हवा की जो दिशा थी उसके दिशा में बह के आगे बढ़ चले जाते थे और नियत स्थान पे पहुंच जाते थे. ओके, नेक्स्ट टॉपिक, द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ राइटिंग्स. दिस इज आल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ऑल द सोसाइटीज हैव लैंग्वेज इन विच स्पोकन sound conveys certain meanings. This is verbal communication. Writing too is verbal communication, but in different way. The first Mesopotamian tablets were written around 3200 BC, which contains picture like sign and number. These were about 5000 list of oxen, fish, bread loaves, etc. List of goods that were brought into or distributed from the temple of Uruk. Mesopotamian wrote on tablets of clay. A scribe would be clay and pat it into a size he could hold comfortable in one hand. He would carefully smoothen its surface, and with sharp end of reed he would press wedge shape cuneiform sign onto these smoothened surface while it was still moist. That is the very important things. The once dried into sun, the clay tablets would harden and tablets would be almost and indestructible as pottery. Once the surface dried, sign could not be placed onto table. So each transaction, however minor, required a separate written tablets. That is the very important things you have to know about. That if you will use one time tablet, you cannot use other, because the hardened, because the smoothen part of the tablets in the sun rays become harder, सूख के वो कड़ा हो जाता था और उसका दोबारा इस्तेमाल नहीं कर सकते थे. By 2600 BC, the letter became cuneiform and the language was Sumerian. What is cuneiform? Cuneiform, you have to know. Cuneiform is derived from the Latin word cunus, meaning wedge, and forms, meaning shape. That is the writing script, cuneiform. Okay, by 2600 BC, the letters became cuneiform and the language was Sumerian. Writing was now used not only for keeping records but also for making the dictionaries, giving legal validity to land transfer, narrating the deeds of king, and announcing the change a king had made in the customary law of the land. Sumerian, the earliest known language of Mesopotamia, was gradually replaced after 2400 BC by the Akkadian language. In the starting of this chapter, we have discussed about that Akkadian and Sumerian language. Behalf of that, we can know, we can familiar with the civilization's name. Sumerian language 2400 BC replaced by Akkadian language. Cuneiform writing in Akkadian language continued in use until the 1st century CE. The system of writing in cuneiform, we have to know about that. System of writings. Cuneiform sign did not represent a single consonant vowel such as M or A in the English alphabet, but syllable, say, put, come, in, such type of word they use. Thus the sign that Mesopotamian scribe had to learn ran into 100, and he had to be able to handle a wet tablet and get it written before it dried. So writing was a skill, craft, but more important, it was an enormous intellectual achievement, conveying in visual form the system of sound of particular language. Literacy in Mesopotamia, this is very easy language, so that's why I will not explain. You can read and discuss. We will discuss next point, the use of writings, the construction and maintenance of temples, these are very easy, so you have to read the both points. The use of writings, how can they write, you have to learn, you have to think about that. Next video we will continue this because we have the time limitation, so next video we will continue particular that points, the use of writings, and next point we will discuss that the construction and maintenance of temple in Mesopotamia. We will discuss about that importance of temples, their name. So आज के लिए इतना ही. ओके, टेक केयर एंड गुड बाय. नोट्स बनाइए, कंप्लीट करिए. मेरे लेक्चर को, आज के लेक्चर को बड़े ध्यान से सुनिए और उसी के अकॉर्डिंग अपने को टॉपिक वाइज नोट्स कंप्लीट करिए। फिर आपको कोई डाउट होती है, इफ़ यू एनी डाउट देन यू कैन डिस्कस मी इन माई ऑनलाइन क्लास। थैंक यू, गुड बाय एंड टेक केयर।